Good afternoon, Mr. Roca.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for taking the time for allowing me to conduct this interview.
I'm so happy that they chose you, Danny, to interview for VIP 305.
I'm representing the students of Belen Jesuit on behalf of VIP 305 Management. This interview will be published on VIP 305's next magazine in their new segment, VIP Principal, and posted on VIP's YouTube channel. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's begin. When did you begin your position as principal?
I began 3 years ago. Father Willie was named principal 3.5 years ago. I served as his principal when he was principal. So when he returned as president, he asked me to step up and take over as principal for the school.
What did the first few days feel like as the principal of Belen Jesuit?
It felt very good. I've been here 32 years, going on 33, so I feel like I'm at home every day. And I always look forward to become principal one day for Belen, especially after like my 20th year here. I kind of started feeling like this is something I wanted to do.
What are your favorite parts about being the principal of this school?
My favorite parts are being able to help form our young men or our young boys into men by making a lot of the decisions for the curriculum, hiring teachers that are going to mold our students, and just being involved in the daily plans of the school. There's so many things that happen here at school and so many decisions that have to be made. I'm just so excited that I'm always part of technically the final decision.
As principal, you have a lot of decisions to make, and you have a really busy day and busy schedule. So can you give us a quick rundown of your daily routine?
Definitely. Yeah, my day basically begins at home. I check emails before I leave the house to make sure there's no surprises. I then come to school and usually go through the central patio and say hello to students who are there, and eventually make it to the front gate where Father Willie is there shaking hands. And I like to be there with him so the parents who are coming by notice that we're one team and that the students get welcomed into the school. After that, I usually have some kind of meeting. Every day there's some kind of meeting either with faculty, parents, students. Every Monday we meet as a President's Council, which is Father Willie's group, the 5 main persons that meet with him every Monday morning. On Tuesdays we have the Principals Council, which is my 2 assistant principals, Dean of Men and Dean of Faculty, and we meet and discuss whatever the activities are for the week. I teach a class, so at 10:05 I'm in H211 teaching my pre-calculus class, and that's kind of like my fun time. And then again in the afternoons usually we have meetings, or I do walkthroughs in classes to see how the teachers are doing and how the students are doing. After school, Belen's a busy place, so every day there's something after school. I make every effort to go out there, if it's a game or if it's some kind of musical or the band, and just for the boys to see me active. And then Belen, it kind of doesn't stop there. Many times we have to come back at night for some kind of event, but it's fun and it keeps me busy.
What would you consider your favorite day out of the whole school year, and why?
Well, there's a lot of them. I really enjoy just coming to school every day, but I would have to say the first day of school is very exciting. Everybody is excited to be here. Everybody is starting new. Their future's there in front of them, and it's up to them how well they do for the year. But probably my favorite day is graduation. Our graduation ceremony, I think, is the best in town. We get to read something about every student as they walk across the stage. We also mention what university they're going to, and it's such a great culmination to the school year and to their careers here, because as most people should know, most of our students are lifers. They start in 6th grade. We have a group that comes in 9th grade, so we have kids here from anywhere from 4 to 7 years, and that just brings it to an end, and it's a beautiful ceremony.
As principal, how do you try and do things around the school differently than other schools in the area?
Well, we're the only Jesuit school in South Florida, so that makes us different right off the bat. But what do we do that's different? I think we look at the whole person. So we're always worried about the spiritual side, the academic side, the social side, the psychological side. Students are very stressed out nowadays. We have a counselor for each grade level. A lot of schools don't have that, and I think it helps them to feel more at home. I think that our curriculum is very challenging. We push them academically as far as possible, and athletically, our program is one of the best in the state. We have been named one of the best programs in the state 4 of the last 5 years.
So what are you most proud of in Belen Jesuit?
That's a tough question. What am I most proud of? There's so many things, but I'm going to say that one of the things I'm proud of is we are making men for others here. And that's one of our unique features. We're not just making men who go off to college and just don't worry about anything else except themselves. We want to make sure that they worry about the world they live in and that they take action. That's one of the main things that we ask all our students to do. I'm also proud of the fact that we have been sending young men into the seminary. Most recently, Eric Cotto from the class of 2013, who played basketball for me and just a great student when he was here. Being able to produce those future priests is very important because the Catholic faith that we try to instill in everyone needs good priests, and hopefully we're producing them.
As principal of this institution, how do you engage with the students from 6th to 12th grade?
Well, we have a little bit over 1,400 students from 6th through 12th grade. What I try to do is be there all the time. I try to go to as many home games as possible, be it from swimming to lacrosse, basketball, and just be there for them. I show up to the musicals, any event that is available that the students are participating in, I try to go. And then this year, although some people think I'm a little crazy, I went back into the classroom. I like to teach. I mean, that's why I got into education. So I do teach a pre-calculus class. I get to see those students every day. And it keeps me in touch with what's going on in the classroom. It keeps me in touch with what's going on with our faculty. So although it adds a lot to my day, I enjoy it tremendously.
If it wasn't for this school, where do you think you would be right now?
Yeah, I don't know, because I graduated from Belen in '84, and I returned 3 years later to start teaching already, and I've been here since then. So I don't think I would be anywhere else. I mean, probably a school, but I really believe that God's plan was for me to be here teaching, then as chairperson, basketball coach, assistant principal, and I really think this was part of the plan.
What's the best story you have over all the years you've been principal at Belen Jesuit?
The best story has to go back to a tombola. Tombola is our festival here. We were closing up one evening. It was 12 a.m. On a Saturday night, and there were still students around. And I remember Father Willie telling one of them, "Hey, it's time to go home." And the student replied, "Father, we're home, so there's nowhere else to go." And literally, everybody feared. This is a family. It's a home, and we treat everybody as a family member, and I think that's what makes it special also for the school.
So our final question: if you had no restrictions on what you can do at school, what would it be?
Wow. No restrictions. So, first of all, I would love to be able to be tuition-free. I mean, if we offer a tuition-free school, I mean, we give out a lot of scholarship for need-based. There's no question about it. But tuition-free would just open us up to so many more and so many more students that would want to come here. But if it wasn't tuition-free, I would say that we would still have more land to build. We have dreams of building athletic structures. I mean, we're one of the only schools in South Florida, if you look at it, that has an aquatic center, football field, a lacrosse field, a baseball field, the gym, all on campus. But we would love to have more green area, and we would love to be able to just continue building the buildings that we need. We're starting to make changes to the buildings that we have. We have a STEAM initiative that we're starting in 2 years. So we're going to be transforming the second floor of the gym into a STEAM area. It would be so much easier if we could just put up another building, if we had another, 5 acres. But that's really the only thing I think, would like to do.
To finish off, I would like you to say whatever you'd like to our audience about Belen Jesuit.
Well, Belen Jesuit is unique because it's the only male Catholic Jesuit school in South Florida. We're unique because we look at the student as a whole. I think that one of our core values is cura personalis, which is we treat each individual as an individual and we try to meet all of their needs. We're unique because we always ask everybody to do the magis, which is more, and just do more things. Just do the best that you can in as many things as you can. The service component here is very important to us. And at the end of the day, we do everything for the greater glory of God. So we definitely want our students to grow in their faith, to become young men that will serve the community that they live in, and have a faith that eventually will get them where we want to get to, which is into heaven. So I think that's what's unique about our school.
Thank you once again, Mr. Roca. I'm Danny Esteban from Belen Jesuit reporting with VIP 305 Miami.